Hello comrades, Commissar Bro here today with Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. Just another video since the game is literally about to come out in a couple of days, and they just released a big 6 gig patch for the game. And with that they also did a reset, so you pretty much have to go in and start a brand new character again. I don't think there's going to be any more resets. However, if there is, then you didn't hear from me. I'm stupid. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Also, is that a bolter? That's a bolter I can't pick up. A gun. Needless, it looks like a bolter. It looks like kind of a weird little bolter. Anyway, so I figured we kind of take a look at some of the improvements. Already you can see a lot of lighting, graphical improvements here and there. The armor also looks a lot better on your Inquisitor. I love that his legs aren't moving, but his whole top body is, rather than say just, you know, his head. Beautiful. Beautiful. So this is the very first mission. We haven't gotten any armor yet, or weapon yet, so we're about to see what happens. Let's go talk to this little servitor here.
Interesting. Mindless servitors were created for menial tasks, but having a flesh drone just for operating the door seems excessive.
No.
Open the door.
It's never excessive. I disagree with you, Inquisitor. Like, look at that. It's just a beautiful face. It's, really super creepy. It just, can you imagine the face that is? I wish it would move or talk back to me like the demon doors in Fable. That'd be pretty cool. It just like gives you its opinion on life and whatnot. Tells you riddles. Answer me these riddles 3 and then you can actually come through the door. That'd be pretty dope. What's this? Cogitator. Alright, so a cogitator is pretty much just a computer for people who don't know Warhammer lore.
Let's see if the tech prayer is still
Yes. Let's read it. Let's see what happens. Analytical enumeration initiated. Vessel 897 Lucius 442 Alpha Class. Subclass 35. Name Martyr. Blah blah blah. Current status in the possession of the Holy Orders of the Emperor's Inquisition. Warning, verifying current status. Inadequate data collated. Last maintenance logged 8/134 967 M36. So if we're in the 41st millennium, and this says M36, that means this was 4,000 some odd years ago. So quite a long time since maintenance last occurred. And, let's see, Geller Shield compromised, current rate of impairment 47.34%. So the Geller Shield is actually, when ships are traveling through the warp, it's what protects ships from the entities that live within the warp. A ship traveling through the warp that doesn't have any type of shield or protection pretty much means demons are just going to be infesting your ship while you're trying to fast travel. Yeah, so no bueno at all. You can imagine if the Geller Shield was compromised, more than likely this ship has been infested with demons, which, considering we're Inquisitor and we deal with heretics, and there's a dead body right there, that all pretty much correlates into the same thing. Something killed them with mindless brutality. One thing I don't know how I feel about is the voice actor. I like him. He sounds good, but I almost feel like his voice is too deep for my Inquisitor. He sounds kind of like Tyrael, now that I think about it, from Diablo. I like Tyrael from Diablo, though, but I don't know if I would like him as a main character. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on any of this. And we see our first demon. One thing I have noticed is the demons look so much better already. I mean, look at that guy. He looks a hell of a lot better than he did a couple days ago before they released this big patch. Oh, and he just smacked me in the face. Let's try using out some of my abilities. Number 2 is a rapid fire shot. Right click is pretty much a giant slug. Number 1 is, I guess, just a really powerful blast, which has knockback, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and reload. Let's see. Ooh, a las... Me and this game have different opinions of what a las gun is qualified as. Let's swap over to the las gun and see what we got. Okay, yeah, no, that definitely looks like a las gun now. That tiny little thing looked more like a bolt pistol than a las gun. Let's shoot that. Yeah. Okay, those are some strong barrels. They're not having my shit. There we go. Now they're all dead. Would have been better to give me an auto gun, don't you think? Okay. Definitely nothing chaotic going on here. No heretics, that's for sure. A pile of bodies in what looks like a satanic ritual. Definitely no heretics. Probably good, nice people full of wholesome family values. And cannibals. Okay, just walk over the body instead of walking around the bodies. That's cool. Classy. All right, so we got another report. Report defense system anomalies. Argumentum defense system anomalies. Ranking security officer Brother Marcus Drang. The Martyr opened fire on an approaching rogue trader vessel, causing considerable damage and loss of life on the targeted ship. Teleportarium signals are regularly jammed, blocking entry and exit to and from the monastery. Keep in mind, this ship is a fortress monastery, and a fortress monastery is pretty much the the main capital ship of a fleet-based Space Marine chapter. That means Space Marines called this their main home, essentially, the Fortress Monastery. So we can assume that a Space Marine chapter was based off this ship. So it'll be interesting if we actually start seeing some Space Marines on the ship itself. Conclusion. After thorough investigation and questioning, I can safely claim that no personnel were involved in the incident. The defense turrets opened fire without any human involvement, and the signal blocking any teleportation attempts is generated automatically. Probable cause, system malfunction. Now that right there is a load of horseshit. Processes initiated, logged a priority level request to the maintenance fraternity, awaiting confirmation, had emergency cogitators installed on the hangar deck and a main cogitator in the control room, where security personnel can manually override both the turret system teleport, blah, blah, blah. Medicaid reports of personnel voluntarily participating in the confessions. Data corrupted. Of course it is. Alright, so basically, we know that apparently they're saying that the problem was with a system malfunction itself. I personally think that's total bullshit, but whatever. And, you know, this is pretty brutal looking. I wonder what this actual room is. Maybe I missed something and they explained that and I just didn't hear what it is. It looks like kind of like a main control room, I suppose. Oh, yeah, there. Oh, it's the hangar bay, basically. It's the control room over the hangar bay. All right, cool. So let's move on. This game already looks a lot better. Like the environments, I'm loving these actual levels. What's this? Okay, it's just going to tell me a little bit more. As we can see here, we get more stuff we can read. So let's go talk to another one of these.
Open the door.
Open the door. Okay, cool. So it does talk to us.
What foul abomination is this?
Demons. Heresy. Something of the like.
A talking servitor. It might be mind-locked, but this is still unusual.
I mean, servitors talk. They've talked in plenty of games. Like Dawn of War 1. Dawn of War 3. Plenty of games, right? So now we actually have some big bad chaos dudes who, you know, really look the part of evil, weird guys. And we also get an opportunity to test out to see if they've made any changes to the cover system, which it looks like they haven't. So it still functions as it did in the most recent version, which personally I still kind of liked it better in the earlier alpha, when the cover was it was more, it wasn't just like a thing you could hit. I mean, you could hit it, but it operated as if real cover would in an actual battle scenario. In this particular case, it has health, as you can see how it all fell apart eventually. And the old one, I mean, you could literally rip it piece by piece. And eventually, once you tore it apart, that's when your bullets would start hitting the enemy. It was a very kind of a realistic approach to cover, and everything in the world was completely and utterly destructible. I guess from what I can gather is that it was putting too much of a strain on the system, which is entirely possible, but disappointing that they ended up having to get rid of it for the later releases that we're seeing now.
I'm on your side. I'm not.
Loyalty is quite admirable.
Yeah. She's a rogue trader, and apparently she wants her ship, the one that crashed onto the deck or the hangar there. Nothing serious at all. It's a nice little loading screen. It's a little skull covered in blood with a stylized eye, a little more stylized than your usual Inquisition eye. But hey, you know what? They took a little bit of poetic license like they have with the rest of the game. No big deal. Nothing serious. You know, kind of take their own thing with it, right? So, that was the first mission, the Survivor, and I think that's a good enough place for this video to end. Again, kind of just taking a look-see at what all they've changed with the big 6 GB patch. I see they've kind of changed up the menu a little bit more, changing like where your perks sit and whatnot. Let's see if they changed up skills and whatnot as well. No, this is still pretty much the same as it was in the most recent stuff. Looks like inventory is still roughly about the same. It's a little laggy, I notice, when things pop up. Maybe it's just because I'm recording as well. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. This is Inquisitor Martyr. More than likely, we're going to keep doing a couple more videos of this because I'm quite enjoying the game so far. I've probably already put about 50 hours into it, which is unusual for me to do in an early access game. So, I like it. And, I can't wait to test out a bit more to see what this patch has done. Anyway, this has been CB, and I'll see you next time.